Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Cuarenta Porter. Cuarenta Porter? I hope I got that right. I think it's Cuarenta Porter, I could be wrong. We got No Upfronts off of the album Path to Getting Cash Volume 2. And this track was also produced by Fresh Does It. So we're going to be listening through this track that was from an album that was released just this year. So congrats on the album, Cuarenta Porter. I don't know why I'm struggling with that. I think it's Cuarenta. Yeah, no, it's alright. I think we got it anyways. We're gonna listen through this track from start to finish. Hear what we think. Let's go. No upfronts. Oh damn, man. That how do I describe this? Let's take a moment. Okay, there's so much going on immediately. We got boom, 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 boom. We got the synth melody going on. It's very kind of 80s kind of synth melody. I kind of dig it with these drums and the really interesting sort of like crashy kind of snare drum there. And that flickery filter with the vocal chops and all that. So much in such a short space of time. I will note as well this track is below that 2-minute mark, which is phenomenal. It blows me away how efficient a lot of musicians are nowadays with their time.
Trap jump, but it ain't no upfront. Still serving all the runs, and I got that purple punch. Nigga said that the fruity pebbles taste like Captain Crunch. I be smelling like a pound with my bitch having lunch. Yeah, I make the trap.
Damn, man. The guy's got an interesting way with words. Lots of little topics touched then. Guy's got a lovely voice texture to it as well. It's got a slick flow to it. Really personable.
I can't even fucking stunt. I was swerving on fourth downs. I ain't even punting. Put up to a nigga trap just to get that boy a front. Shit, he bought 3 P's. Go ahead and throw one. You should see me in the sea. They gon' say that boy lying.
And we've got all these kind of cool and response, but there's no space. We have elected to not have gaps where there is nothing going on. Because no, you know, all this other stuff going on there. It's one of these tracks which is like, yo, I'm gonna have your attention whether you like it or not. And I think that's a smart move with the first impression. It doesn't sound desperate or anything.
Pull up with my bro, yeah, that nigga from Poland. Speak a little proper, providing all the service. Yeah, we feeling orders. Yeah, we out in Georgia. Fold them out in Florida.
Hang on a minute. That bit of vocal grit, that authority with yeah, we're filling orders, with the 808, the riser coming in before to instantiate a different verse. It's like we've got a few different sort of lyrical stanzas going on here, different parts to the section. It's wild how much content we have within this 2-minute through composed track. I dig it. The drums and the bass and
Spreading all the culture, yeah, crossing all the borders. Still got all the packs. Skirt in the Audi. Right there to his trap. Switched up to his charger. Pull up with your daughter. Phone them at the altar. With wedding cake to offer. And it's that barter system. But we ain't out in Africa. When you become an image, you fuck imagination. Yeah, I make the trap jump, but it ain't no upfront. Still serving all the runs. And I got that purple punch. Niggas said that the fruity pebbles taste like Captain Crunch. I be smelling like a pound with my bitch having lunch. Yeah, I make the trap jump. I can't even fucking stunt. I was swerving on fourth downs. I ain't even.
Oh, so that was the chorus.
To a nigga trap just to get that boy a front. Shit, he bought 3 P's. Go ahead and throw one.
damn, that went so quickly. I got parts of it, making trap music and sitting with his woman having lunch. With the purple punch and all that kind of stuff, like Captain Crunch. It's really fascinating imagery. I'll never stop being entertained and interested by the stuff they talk about. They put all these illusions, a bits of wordplay, the different things they're a part of, like, you know. We don't really have Captain Crunch here in New Zealand. I get a lot of that from like the videos I watch where people have Captain Crunch and stuff. And the more if I'm using my VPN, I can... there's Captain Crunch adverts and stuff like that sometimes. I think I need a bit more time with this track to really get a feel for what it's about. There was just a lot of information presented at once. I was kind of catching up to where the chorus was and where the verse was. I think it was a smart move to have the hook at the start and at the end, outlining the story like that. Really interesting guy to listen to, Cuarenta Porter, with Path to Getting Cash Volume 2. If this is what the rest of the album is going to be like, he's just going to smash it. And I really hope that they can continue to make gains off of this. It almost feels criminal with the track being so short. It's like short and sweet. It is like candy. It is like Captain Crunch, you know. It's I know Captain Crunch is cereal, but you get what I mean. It's really respectful to listen to time. I think a lot of listeners sometimes when people throw a 6-minute track at them, they're like, you know, because a lot of people think the music is a meritocracy, and the more effort you put into music, the better it will get. No, sometimes you can keep it simple, and it works really, really well. And I mean, because this is the conclusion, I suppose, basically, you know, like the story that was told, again, I'd need more time with the lyrics, listen through it a few more times, but I enjoyed what parts I got from it. I'll ever listen to the verse again, just to make sure, you know, I'll be right back.
With wedding cake to offer.
Oh, okay. So I've heard more, I've looked through the verse, and we were talking about his friend from Portland, and he talks kind of proper and stuff. Yeah, we're filling orders. Talking about going across borders and stuff like that. Again, I'm liking the rhyming in this. It's cool. I like the delivery and the change of sort of the approach from the sort of more smooth to the grittier kind of second half of that. It's nice to see that emotional range there. Talking about the daughter and the charge of going up to the older and stuff like that. I get the impression that No Upfronts is that, like, this is No Upfronts though. That's because the thing is, I'm looking at the name and I'm thinking, what is an upfront? Is he talking about like the upfront, like, oh, so I don't know if he's talking about this, but I've just learned there's a thing that like musicians do where they pay an upfront fee with whoever the label's with or whatever, so that they get all the royalties from the music. That's kind of wild. I don't know if they were talking about that, but it could be. But yeah, I got the feeling that it was talking about the success that they've had in the game, being able to go across borders and go around playing their music and doing gigs or meeting people or whatever, and making gains and the hustle as a hip hop and rap musician. That's my, and talking about the success with like the woman in the altar and stuff like that. That's my take on it. I could be completely wrong, and I'll own that. So, but the guy's a great rapper. Very clear and eloquent. Lots of interesting stuff to say. I like the story that was being told, and he kept it short and sweet. The structure of the song wasn't through composed, because I recognized the hook at the start and the end. It was a nice way to wrap it around, and it was nice to have that synth player on top for the chorus as well, just to make it stand out. It's just those little things that can really make a track pop, man. Having a bit of a sort of distinction between the different elements in the different sections. Including when he changed his vocal tack to a more sort of grittier kind of vocal fry-ish part in the second half of the verse. You know, the 808s, the kicks were consistent there. The drums were very supportive. There weren't any sort of like major drum fills or anything like that. There was the riser parts. The instrumentation, the percussion was fairly simple. The bass lines rolled with the root note that the synth was harmonizing off of. And there was just a whole lot of little vocal chops and bits in the background that I kind of enjoyed. It was fun to listen to this song. It was fun to listen to No Upfronts. The production, the recording, mixing, mastering was sensational. Well done to everyone involved with that. No real complaints about that. The vocals are nice and clear and crisp in the mix. And the other elements sat well together. And it wasn't pumping or anything like that. It was nice and loud without being overwhelming or poorly sort of limited. But yeah, that's basically my review of No Upfronts by Cuarenta Porter off of their path to getting Cash Volume 2 record. Hopefully you enjoyed this music. If you did, please do go show Cuarenta Porter some love via their various social medias and their Spotify page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you in the next review. Spiderhands Out.